Hi, it's Melissa with Halo Creative Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to do the Ruffle Pull Through Wreath base. You're going to need a set of clippers, a pair of scissors, a few zip ties. I have chosen black. They blend in a little better on this green than the white ones do. I have 2 rolls of burlap. This is 5.5 inches by 15 feet long. You're going to need 2, but you won't use all of it. You're going to have some left over to repurpose for another project. And for this, I have chosen a 12-inch wireframe. So let's get started. I'm going to cut the binding off the rolls. All right, to get things started, you're going to take your 2 rolls and lay them side by side. Actually, I think I'm going to put them on my opposite side. Yeah, put them on my opposite side. So you're going to lay them side by side, and you're going to take your frame and pick a bar, one of these crossbars. It doesn't matter which, but we're going to start on a crossbar. So you're going to take the 2 inner edges of your rolls of burlap and put them together. And you're going to come to the left side of a crossbar and put those 2 edges together through the middle opening. You've got 3 openings: outer, middle, and inner. Okay, outer, middle, and inner. So you've got the 2 edges that you put together from each roll, or the edge from each roll. You're going to pull both those edges through the middle. Take the outside edge of one roll and put through the outside. Take the other edge of the second roll, put it through the inner. So you've got all 4 edges coming through, and here's what the back is going to look like. You've pulled them tight across your base here. That's how it looks. Okay. So now you're going to take your zip ties and thread them through, because you're going to tie this down around a crossbar. Okay. You want to tie it to a crossbar, that way it doesn't slide around. And I apologize, I have hurt my finger making another wreath. The floral wire actually cut it, so it's a little tender, I'm sorry. Okay, so we've wrapped a zip tie around this crossbar here and threaded it through the burlap, so the burlap's not going to go anywhere. I can tug on it, it's not going to go anywhere. So we're going to do that for the second piece as well. So feed it through, wrap it around the crossbar, and tie it down. Pull those to the back. Okay, and you're going to take your cutters and cut, whoops, get over here so you can see it, and cut the ends of each zip tie off. The little tails don't get to stay. And then I just turn the edges of the zip tie inward, because they have pokey edges and you don't want that to poke your door. Okay, so now that we've got, that we have the burlap secured to the frame, you're going to make sure that your rolls of burlap stay lined up here. You're going to pull all 4 pieces of the burlap tight against the back of the frame. See, I'm pulling, with good tension there, so they're tight, and you're going to squish. Okay, grabbing with this hand, just like this. Make sure as you're pulling that all 4 of your edges stay even. That way it doesn't come out looking wonky at the end. So you're just going to go through this and fill a section. I don't have a set amount of times that I squish. I just, get it fairly full when a section is full, and then I fluff it out to see if I like it. And that's what one section looks like so far. So I like that section. We're going to go on to the next. So again, keeping your 2 center edges together, come on the other side of your crossbar, pull the two through the middle, and then the outside edges through the outer and inner rungs. Okay, so just like we did in the beginning, pull it tight against the back of the frame. Keep in mind though, it's gonna bubble on the back right here at the crossbars. That's just the nature of the game, and at the end I will go through and kind of poke it all down in so it's a flat back. So just pull your 4 pieces tight against the back of the frame and scoot. And like I said, make sure that you keep your edges even so you don't have a lopsided wreath base at the end. But you just pull tight and squish, just like that. And if your edges get twisted, just take a second and straighten them back out. Okay, kind of flatten that section. But all right, we've gotten that one full and the section looks good. So we're gonna move on. Make a good pull there. Okay, pull your center edges, the 2 of them through the middle, your outside and your inside, and pull it tight against the back of the wreath. Okay, make sure your edges are even and pull and squish. Whoops, that one is not quite even. There we go. Pull and squish. There we go. Hold it with your other hand as you're squishing. Straighten your edges if you need to. All right. Very nice. All right, I think we'll move on to the next section. There's some natural colored fibers still stuck in the inside of this burlap. I'm gonna cut that off. Okay. So I'm gonna pull one more through here, I think. Okay. The 2 inner edges through the middle, the outer and the inner, or the inner and the outer, sorry, got that backwards. Okay. Pull it tight against the back of your frame and squish. Try to keep your rolls as straight as possible and just pull and squish. This is a little more difficult because my finger hurts and I apologize. I'm babying my finger a bit. Oh, for heaven's sake. Get even. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna fluff this section. I think it's pretty full. And you don't have to fluff as you go, but since there's no set number of, times I squish it per section, I want to look at it as I go. That way, if I need to add more, I can add more, or if it looks too full, I can take 1 or 2 out. So that's why I kind of fluff as I go. Not mandatory though. This really is a quick and easy way to throw together a super cute wreath base. You can do this technique basically on any size wreath frame. I did choose a 12-inch for this because the project I'm working on is for a smaller door. So I didn't need a big, huge wreath. So just pull your rolls tight against the back of your frame and slide it down. one or two more in this section. Yep, I can. I lost my inside edge. There we go. Sometimes it's really easy to keep it all the same and even, and then sometimes it just does not cooperate. But it tends to get a little more difficult the more full the section gets. All right, so let's fluff this section. Yeah, I think that one's good. Okay, we're going to move on to the last section, guys. And we are almost done. So bring your two inner edges up through the middle rung. Your outer and inner, the other two edges. So you can see. Okay, whoops, I got my rolls all out of whack here. It makes a huge difference as to how smoothly it's going to go if you keep your rolls nice and neat. If you let them go everywhere, you're going to spend twice as much time doing this because you're going to have to chase your rolls everywhere. So I'm just pulling up on all four edges, which causes the burlap to pull tight against the back of the frame, and you just slide it down. Just grab a section, pull it up tight and slide it down. Grab a section, pull it up tight and slide it. Just like that. Okay, we are getting to the very end here. It's getting really full, and it gets a little more challenging to get it to go in. I'm going to try to get one more good one in here, but I have to straighten up the burlap from the back. It got a little twisted. There we go. Okay, so make sure all four of your edges are even, and pull, and pull. Don't forget to pull it tight against the back of the frame. I think we're good there. Let's fluff it out. You kind of have to pull the pieces apart. Just running your hand through it doesn't quite get the job done. You have to take the time to pull each piece and separate it. All right, so we have each section full. I'm going to turn it over. Yeah, let's do it from this section, this direction. So you're going to cut. Ooh, I have really dull scissors. Cut your burlap off. One of these days I'm going to invest in a really good pair of scissors. All right. So if you were doing this one roll at a time, because that is an alternate way to do this, you would probably use a roll and a half to complete this 12-inch frame. But doing it 2 rolls, here's how much I have left. So this is enough that I can repurpose for another project. If I do another one of these wreath bases, I would have enough to do a whole nother wreath by saving all these pieces. So now we need to secure our finished ends to the frame. And this is a little more challenging than the other. So the ends that we just cut off, I fold inward around a crossbar, okay? And then I'm going to take my zip tie And just as we did before, feed it around, thread it through, catch the crossbar, and tie it off so you can secure, oops, these are tiny and it's hard to keep a grip of them. So run it through, catch that crossbar, and then secure it. Okay. Cut your tail off and take that piece and push it to the inner part so there's no pokey edges. Okay, then I take this next piece and push it up through the middle as well. And the same thing, you're going to wrap a bar, and I've got a pretty thick piece of burlap here to feed this little tiny piece through. Oh, it won't go through. Doggone it. Okay, let's do a piece at a time. How about that? All right, you know what? I'll go back later and tie that piece down. I'm going to continue with the tutorial. So remember how I said in the beginning that along each crossbar it's going to bubble, okay, and that was okay. Here is the one crossbar that you began and ended on, and you're able to fix it because that's where you tie your end piece down to, okay? The rest, just go through and take your fingers and push them down in. Push them through the rung with your fingers, just like that. It's not going to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be, just as long as it's a little flatter on your back. Now this style wreath base doesn't really have an ugly looking back, so I don't finish these. Some of my other wreath designs like deco mesh where you have to use pipe cleaners to wire things in, I will finish the backs, but on these I don't because they're not yucky. There's no mechanics to hide like in a deco mesh wreath base. So again, I'm just poking the poofy edges where the crossbars are, poking them back through. The rungs here. We're almost done, guys. All right, so we have our completed back, and here's our front. And at this point, you can fluff it out to your liking. But we're done. How quick and easy was that? Using 2 rolls at a time to get this done quick and in a hurry.